Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. It is me, Dukect here, back once again live on TalkShoe.com, and here recording the Dukect Lounge. Yeah, back again live, and that is a beautiful thing. And, well, let's get to the really big important stuff of today. The whole first things first, we got to talk about the first round of the WWE Cruiserweight Classic. It is something that I didn't know what to expect here, but the way the WWE produced this, and quite honestly, was really good. It felt really is like a UFC boxing, like more importantly in wrestling. It's more like Ring of Honor, but the good parts, but with higher production and pretty much no one jobbing to no New Japan Pro Wrestling. Yeah, I'll get to that later, when I can get to it. But anyway, this was probably one of the best things I've seen. It was fun. I like this type of stuff, and I understand, some people are not in the cruiserweight thing right now. They think the WWE is going way too far in the cruiserweight direction, too many small guys, and I'm a big guys and everything else. And I get that. I do. But, the WWE has a lot more problems of right now in the main roster than just having small guys and big guys and whatever. They have lack of characters, lack of storylines, lack of anything mattering, which is something this Cruiserweight has. They have plenty of character and also have people, and have this whole thing. This has matter. This is important. This tournament feels like there's weight to it. There's something important to every match, every match, every punch, everything that's been thrown. There's weight and importance. And by the way, you have very good commentators, which Mauro Ronaldo, I probably mispronounced his name, I apologize, was great. It is great, but also Daniel Bryan does pretty well. He, as a commentator doing straight up sports type stuff, these two really do play off of each other. And you know what? The further away from Vince, the better. Everything seems a lot better. The further away things are away from Vince McMahon, be it be it SmackDown on some occasions, be it NXT and everything else there, the further it is from Vince McMahon's grasp in WWE, the better it is. And this proves it. As, quite honestly, we had some really good matches and stars I haven't seen before. And some stars I did see. So, let's take a look. One of the first ones, Grand Metalik versus Alejandro Saz. Let me tell you something. This was a really good and high-quality match. These two have some good chemistry with each other. The action was great. These two, I think Alejandro would be a very good fit for NXT. It's great. It's going to do some good stuff too. I like his his gear and everything. Really very outspoken, very loud, and very says about his stuff, and is very athletic too. I love his trick with the ropes and all his goes to high acrobatic. Very fun, very fun and very just very very fun and high flying. Very stuff. Very good stuff. And Grand Melatique wins, and he continues on into the Cruiserweight tournament. Next up is Ho Ho Lun versus Aya Davari, which I will say this is the first mistake here, because I honestly think Aya Davari was very good here. He felt everything was in play. I'm like, this dude is good, man. I really think he should be something really important. This guy could be something really special. I think hopefully he gets signed to NXT or somewhere, because this man is actually some really good. I think he's really good. Ho Ho Lun is. I don't see anything special about him. Maybe he'll get better as the tournament went on. I just don't really care. I just don't like the Ho Ho Lun thing. Looks, he tried to play as the underdog. That's fine, and the crowd does seem to do that. But it just seems that Davari, funny enough, Ira Davari is actually I think his brother is actually the Davari we know and love and from TNA and WWE. I mean, yeah, that's the thing, man. It was that's pretty awesome. I think he he is Sean Davari. And yeah, man, Sean Davari is still pretty young too, so maybe he can get back into it. I mean, hey, I think hopefully maybe they can both come back and start actually do some really good stuff here, because I think Ava Davari really showed me something here, and it's a shame that he lost here. I thought personally he should not have lost. I don't think he should have. I should not. He should not have lost here. I think he should have been the one. I think should have been the first heel to continue on. But that's just me. Also, after every match, they say the winner, but both guys come in and on the boxing event say the winner is Ho Ho Lun or something like that. Maybe they're going to set up a judging system later on. Something interesting if they can do it. Next up is Cedric Alexander taking on Clement Pito. These two really had some. It was a very high flying but hard hitting match. But then again, Cedric Alexander of Ring of Honor fame is no stranger to hard hitting and hard strikes. Yeah, I still think he should have been the one to throw Lethal for the TV title. Something, because he was really good. But honestly, here he feels motivated. He's happier. He seems like he's just very, very, pardon the cliche, he's happy to be there. And quite honestly, if you look at what the Ring of Honor is right now, I think where everyone's spinning their wheels, you can just tell that he's actually very happy. And supposedly supposedly he really impressed some higher ups. But yeah, I think Clement Patil, it was some good stuff. He did some really good hard strikes. But both guys had decent chemistry. The match was fine. Cedric Alexander wins, and he continues to move on into the tournament. But this right here was the match of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, as Kota Ibushi versus Sean Maluta. Whatever. I can't really say who he is, but Maluta is actually was pretty good here. Besides the whole, little bit of the botch there from the acrobatic dive. But I like the fact that Daniel Bryan, they acknowledge that, but he says he's desperate. He needs to do this. He has no other option But to go for broke against this great athlete, this great wrestler, and seeing and saying that how, as someone who never seen Kota Ibushi wrestle, I am very impressed. He really showed some really good stuff. His strikes are really good. His kicks are good. His flips and everything. It looks really good. And a nice setup to big kick to finish off Maluta for the 1-2-3 with the last ride. And this is, and you know what? Maluta hit some good stuff too. Besides that little box, he did pretty well. I think a little more seasoning for him. I think working with guys like Kota Ibushi would be perfect for him. And I think at the end of the day, people will probably just his stock risen. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Kota Ibushi moves on to the Cruiserweight Classic. So next up, the next one is the updated brackets. Cedric Alexander takes on Koshi Ibushi. Well, that's going to... Some people say that match, ladies and gentlemen, rumor has it that match is a treat, a real treat to get into. So, yeah, I am going to... This looks to be something very fun and exciting. And I personally cannot wait to see more of this. It seems it's going to be a very fun tournament, and I can't wait to see more of it. And that's pretty much it. Very positive stuff all around. I like the personal feel, even though some would say it's a little indie-ish, and I get that. I feel that a little bit too. Maybe I wish it was more of a bigger stadium other than, say, Full Sail. I wish it wasn't. It was somewhere a lot like maybe, I don't know, DC Armory. Just saying, if they did this at DC Armory, it would probably be a lot bigger crowd and more of an intense atmosphere, or somewhere like that. If you want to have that big crowd, but not much as a big crowd, if you understand what I'm saying. But overall, I really had a great time watching this tournament. And, that's pretty much it. Thanks to WWE for making this. And you know what? Push for Hunter. He made that. So, hey, here's hoping we have more great matches, and hopefully this will continue on to be something really positive. That's something I can't wait to get more into. All right, with that, with that out of the way, we're going to take a small little break. We will get into the big news for TNA. A certain big old former football player has recently signed, and also some interesting stuff from TNA's Destination X. We'll be talking about that more after this little musical break, and we're going to be playing some... Let's see, what song should I play? Times like this, I really wish I can play like wrestlers' music and such like that, but I feel like I'm okay with what I have right now. Hey, you go with the things you got. So let's play some The Life and Death of Mario Brothers. Yes, I'll play you a little bit of that from Super Mario's The Life and Death of the Mario Brothers from OC Remix, performed by Matisse Hagelstorm Gerrit. I can't pronounce any names. So, anyway, we're going to be listening to that. You're going to be listening to that, ladies and gentlemen. And after that, I'll get into TNA and some other news as well. We'll be right back right after this. This is the Dukect Lounge live on TalkShoe.com. We'll be right back right after this. have returned to the crazy world that is the Dukect Lounge. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to call in to the live show, remember the phone number as always is 724-444-7444. Once again, the number is 724-444-7444. And the call ID to connect to me, Dukect, is 92417. Once again, the call ID is 92417. Now, TNA. Well, I've got to say this. You know, I gotta say, the final deletion was back batshit crazy, and it's you know, it was crazy. And also, I love the fact that we'll open up the show and Impact and everything. He's like, I mean, the whole craziness. Yeah, Jeff Hardy waking up. I thought, oh crap, was that a dream? Nope, it was actually all real. And Jeff is remembering all that, and then you have, Broken Matt Hardy naming the dilapidated boat Sarsgaard. Amazing. Maybe they'll both paddle that way back to WWE when the craziness is over. But in the end, but in the end, I really did enjoy the stuff with Broken Matt Hardy, and the segments are hilarious. And when they get to it, like, you will try to go back to New York, and you will have to wrestle with McMahon, but that won't happen. I was like, wow, this is going so wild and it's beautiful. But anyway, there was other stuff on Impact that I did like. The X Division stuff was actually, was a car crash, but fun. You had Mike Bennett coming in saying, the blandest dude on the planet. I understand that they're trying to do something, and it's only been a couple of months. So I will see if they can do something. It's, I really did. But there were some things and issues and such with the company and everything. I still think pushing Gail this hard, I think at this point they're trying really hard to, and especially with spoilers coming out, they're trying so hard to make Gail, to get, Gail go over the entire division. At this point, it's going to hurt the division overall, and they need to stop. I don't know why the whole feuding, the whole thing. I'm done with Gail. I'm done. I want her, to go to Hall of Fame. She deserves it. But at this point, she needs to, I would like to see her to go away with some dignity and, something like that. Don't job as much as say as, the Dudleys or something like that. But lose the big matches, but yet you still have that, hey, she's a Hall of Famer. She's still the greatest knockout ever. She still has that. But don't job her to a point that she has no, like, I'm not saying she has to lose to, like, say, every person, Tom, Dick, and Harry in there, because that's a terrible thing. Just when she loses, you have to make them opponents and everything important, make it a big deal. That's what I hope that's going to happen, but I doubt that this whole thing, I really, maybe I shouldn't have read the spoilers, but yeah. But yeah, the spoilers are not going to that. That's just bad direction. But overall, I really did enjoy TNA Destination X. Besides the women's match, was just really pointless. I did like the other stuff from Mike Bennett, saying that he, I didn't think he had the way to pull up, but he was liking this whole desperation type of thing. Like, he came in perfected, and now he's losing, and now he's like in the Party X division. It's an interesting thing. They're trying to really hard to get someone like DJ Z, who won them. They're really trying to push him, and he needs that type of recognition because, well, the main event of the evening, Lashley and Eddie Edwards, which was great, by the way. I really liked Lashley and Eddie Edwards. It was actually very good stuff. You have to return on Davey Richards. That was nice as well. Nice little stuff in the backstage stuff too. And also some really good stuff with Bram and Rosemary. I hope they don't break up Decay because that's a really good thing. Personally, I see them. I would have Rosemary win the Knockouts Championship and them have the tag belts. Have them hold that stuff for a while until maybe Bound for Glory. We have a team that's just a young, maybe, they'll find some. Maybe they should have got the Von Erichs or something like that. I don't know. To really knock away the team of Decay, something like that. That's what I would do. But overall, I think Decay, hopefully this is just, at the end of the day, maybe Bram joins them. I don't know. It's something, I hope they don't break up Decay, because Decay is one of their best acts. But yeah, back to the point. I really did enjoy the main event. It was a very fun main event. You didn't know who was going to win. Eddie Edwards really put the punches. Lashley was still beasted dominant. Everything was going great. But then you had a ref bump, and it looked like, TNA can't do anything without a ref bump. But I think it was excused here to have like Lashley in the tag team move, which was very similar to way Kyle O'Reilly did with the Ring of Honor title, like it was like a couple months ago. Recently, I don't remember what it was like. One of taking on Jay Lethal or something, and then the Kingdom betrayed him, whatever. And he's been locked. Kyle O'Reilly's been locked in this internal feud with Adam Cole, and they, whatever. No one cares. But yeah, it looked like Lashley was going to lose, but no, he picked it up, and it looked like all was going to be like it was back and forth. And then you hear the music. And then out comes from the entranceway, Moose. Moose, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, Moose. The big film of Ring of Honor star, Quinn Ojinnaka, Moose. Ring of Honor wrestler Moose. I'm not going to say his last name because I can't say names. Signed with TNA, and he was very good and athletic in Ring of Honor. Someone I thought he could be something really big. He had some really good matches. He started out small, but he kept building and building. I'm like, they should have done something, but yet Ring of Honor, this huge deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling, which at the end of the day has done absolutely all they've done for the past couple of years. It is Ring of Honor is basically the host. You know what? The whole show is stale, and I looked at this way back, ladies and gentlemen. Go back with you. Go back to you. When Ring of Honor had that episode 200, and what did they do to celebrate this big milestone? They had a clip show and an 8-person tag. Jeez Louise, what type of show was that? That was just, I was like, Ring of Honor just didn't get it, and I stopped watching for the most part. I stopped watching the TV show. I stopped watching these type of things to really get, I'm like, you know what? You're not going to really get that audience. If that's what you're okay, you want to stay in your lane, then so be it. This is what you're going to be. And it's even worse because those shows, nothing really changes. Nothing, it's the same people. It's Raw, but with less production. That's what Ring of Honor has become. It has become Monday Night Raw with the same guys, with the same type of people there, only with New Japan wrestlers actually being featured and actually winning matches. It's just, they are. And it's funny. I think all hail King Booker in this nice old forum over at the Freaking Awesome Network forums, the Pro Board. And if you haven't gone there and joined the website, not only because I am a contributor to this website, which is awesome, but I, also figured there it's a great little forum for wrestling fans and everything else. It's nice to go up there. It says this, and right here, it says quote for Silver License Rating Silver Gun. New faces can definitely get some buzz, but over the past years there have been rumors about them picking up Chris Hero, Sammy Callinan, but nothing came of it. Those two dudes with a good buzz right there. Let them. That's two dudes with good buzz right now that they let slip by. They also reported passive booking Ricochet, really good, positive, very big wrestler in the indie scene. It's just strange. He says, "Well, here at the thing, King all hell, King Booker." Foreign person says, even if they got all those names, I don't think they'd be able to make a big splash. I think ROH, Ring of Honor, just lets themselves be a doormat too much. Like Chris Jericho and Ricochet are big names, but so is Colt Cabana. He's beloved. He's been on TV otherwise. He's been a guest on the same podcast that the President of the United States was on just through his own hustle. Not, no, I think it was on one of those other podcasts. I can't figure out the name, but yeah, but goes back to the point. It says back to his point. It says he hasn't been on Ring of Honor for years, and on paper that should have been enormous in Ring of Honor. It should have been one of the biggest stories of the year, but it wasn't. People talked about it for a while. They had the shittiest pay-per-view ending in a long time on his big title match, and it has barely been seen since. Part of that is because Colt Cabana isn't really in ROH, just works with them from time to time. So it seems to be a lot of people. Ring of Honor isn't really more than just a place for a lot of wrestlers. Ring of Honor isn't really more than just a place to work for a lot of wrestlers. So you only see guys you can pencil in on certain weeks. And so if he else shows up, I'm less enthusiastic about him being there, and more cynical about how much he's going to be around. I'm much prefer to lock in a core roster than have a bunch of guys clocking in and out whenever they have time. Ring of Honor has a pretty solid core, but there's so much clutter around them that I find them really hard to follow. Right here, also, Facius right here says, responding to been burned too many times. Ring of Honor in general doesn't feel like anything you have to see these days. When New Japan guys show up, that's when people get hyped. But no one is really talking about Ring of Honor outside of a show with New Japan guys on it. Ring of Honor feels so unimportant. Nothing is much watched. There is no buzz around the company at all. Coming from someone who bought Ring of Honor DVDs from 2005 to 2010. So this quote, and in fact, this is right here. Definitely how I feel. The last two pay-per-views sounded horrendous too. I should be excited with Cabana, the Motor City Machine Guns, Lethal, Briscoes, O'Reilly, and The Addiction. That's only scratching the surface. But the product is so boring and stagnant. Guys who should be contending for the world title this year are gone, like Cedric Alexander and Ciampa, who are both bright guys with bright futures, only to be afterthoughts in Ring of Honor. ACH was primed and ready for a TV title run, and nothing. The last guy to be booked well was Lethal, and I don't give a damn about him anymore. Hell, if O'Reilly won the belt at Final Battle, I don't think I care at this point. They really need to find a new booker fast. And you know why they have this situation, ladies and gentlemen? Ring of Honor goes for the long game, and that kills them. They go far along in these things, and it just keeps going, and they spin their wheels. And in some cases, it works, but sometimes you got hit when the iron's hot. And quite honestly, Cedric Alexander and Ciampa, Tommaso Ciampa, should not be in the Cruiserweight tournament. They should be both in Ring of Honor, both should competing. Hell, Moose should be competing for the world title at this point. At least the TV title. ACH should be competing for the TV title. But now they're just standing there. So yeah. Ring of Honor just continues to spin its wheels, waiting for something. What is their big plan? Why do they keep basically sitting there and spinning their wheels and becoming obsolete? Obsolete! 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 As one Matt Hardy and Rebby Sky would say. Becoming obsolete. I don't have any hype up for Ring of Honor. No hype. I hate that. I want hype. I want Ring of Honor except for hype, man. I really think they have some talent there. They're really there. They're big. They can be something great. They could be that sports answer to WCW. They could be that. But every time they get close, they just spin in the direction. They continue to go into the same plodding course. They just continue to stay in their lane. They just go. They wait too long. They don't train. They don't. The iron, when they finally strike, the iron is not only cold, it's basically frozen. It's frozen solid. And when they finally strike it, no one cares. The only people who are caring, and something interesting, is when the New Japan Pro Wrestling guys show up. And that's a shame. When the Ring of Honor people, and I understand they're trying to do something right now with the last real man, Cyrus, taking on Ibushi. But at the end of the day, Ring of Honor is just a bland organization. It's bland. It's bland, people. And until that changes, you're not going to see anything important in that company for the next couple of years. Until they change that, you're just going to be looking around like, maybe, just maybe, they'll finally get their, they'll get their hot time. But right now, it's just the same stuff. Ring of Honor needs a shakeup. And if they don't, you know what happens? They will become irrelevant. And it seems like Ring of Honor is happy to be irrelevant. Well, that's my show for this evening. But don't scratch. I'm going to end on positive news. Let's see. You know what? Screw it. Let's end with something positive. Nintendo's ruling the world, ladies and gentlemen. Not only with Pokemon Go, but just recently they just announced a new NES, a miniature NES, with 30 built-in games in November for $60. Yep. You connect it with TV with your HDMI cable, and boom. And it can choose controller design to work with your iconic rectangle, it will make, like, say, the new controller can also connect to the Wii remote. You can play, also, so that you can use it to play virtual console games on the Wii or Wii U. Yeah. So, and also save states and everything like that for the NES Classic Edition. So, here are the games. The complete list of games you have for the NES. You have Balloon Fight, Bubble Bobble, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, Donkey Kong Jr., Double Dragon 2, The Revenge, Dr. Mario, Excite Bike, Final Fantasy, Galaga, Ghosts and Goblins, Gradius, Ice Climber, Kid Icarus, Kirby's Adventure, Mario Brothers, Mega Man 2, Metroid, Ninja Gaiden, hi! Yeah, Wizard. Anyone? I'm getting old. Pac-Man, Punch-Out featuring Mr. Dream, Star Tropics, Super Contra, Super Mario Brothers 2, and Super Mario Brothers 3, Techno Bowl, hi, and The Legend of Zelda and Legend of Zelda 2, Original Link. So, and actually, you're going to have an NES controller too. You can actually have an NES controller. So, pretty awesome. Hey, Nintendo is striking out the park with not only this, but also Pokemon Go. So, good on you, Nintendo. Good on you. Can't wait to see this more. Anyway, that's pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the show for this evening. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Remember, this will be on iTunes and all that good stuff. Next week, this same time, same place, I will be continuing doing more of these stuff, a lot more. And, I'm sorry for not doing this talk show and iTunes and all this stuff. Been pretty out there and busy, but I swear to you, the Dukect Lounge will be doing more shows on TalkShoe.com, and we'll have the shows live on iTunes and so on and so forth. So you guys and gals can pay attention to that. But also, don't worry, you can find the stuff on YouTube. YouTube, DukecTProductions.com, FreakinAwesomeNetwork.com, ManicExpression.com, the Cheshire Cat Studio forums, and, well, Zipcast. It's not Zipcast anymore because Zipcast is dead. I think the last time I did this was actually on TalkShoe was Zipcast was still around. Oh wait, no, Zipcast was dead last month. So yeah, man. So yeah, I gotta need to find another place. Maybe I'll start putting mine on Daily Motion. I don't know yet, but YouTube will be my primary source for right now, and I will try to find other places as well to put my stuff up there. So. Till then, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dukect T. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen, Dukect T here. Peace, love. I will see y'all when I see y'all later.